coming up next, Business Report producer David Weir talks with Port St. Lucie financial retirement advisor Mike Terrio. Dave asked Mike what his company, the Terrio Group, was all about.
Well, the Terrio Group was formed out of a necessity. We were formed basically because we decided that there was a major fundamental gap in people's financial planning, and they didn't understand when they made a decision financially what that did tax-wise, what that did for their short and long-term financial goals. So we wanted to kind of create a situation that would encompass everything, what we call holistic planning. So we know the ramifications up front, and for our clients, we can start doing things on purpose. So to do this, what we've done is we've created a tax practice, which is Terrio Tax Advisor Group, Terrio Insurance Group to help with insurance needs, such as long-term care, life insurance, annuities, and then Terrio Investments Incorporated, which is a registered investment advisor. And that allows us to do the securities, stocks, bonds, ETFs, things like that. And what we can do is kind of put everything together to make sure it's all fitting well, again, holistically, so it's efficient and we can make sure that we're making decisions on purpose.
Okay, you're up in Port St. Lucie. How many customers do you have right now?
We have about 550 tax clients, and then we have about 211 financial clients.
Okay. Well, do you see with you get involved with retirement plans and so forth, and now with young families out there, they're not looking at retirement. They're just struggling to make the car payment, to put food on the table, and make the mortgage payment. There's nothing left over most of the time. What do you advise them about a retirement situation?
You need to start thinking about it, even if it's not there right now. The biggest problem with today's generation, and I think future generations will be, is they have to see something. They have to visualize it. So we have a proprietary software that we use that allows people to kind of see where they are today, and even just taking a little bit of that money and investing in it, what that can do for the future. And we've had that make major changes for people in their short and long-term goals.
Yeah, that's the generation. Everything is video now.
Absolutely.
There were iPhones and so forth. Nobody reads anymore.
Yeah, well, we see too many people buying iPhones and iPads on credit cards and not understanding what that does either. So it's been a problem.
Well, listen, with the older folks, we're a senior citizen-oriented market down here. What do you find with them as far as their financial capacity right now?
Well, I think that the problem for most people who are currently retired or people who are getting ready to retire is there's a major change in what I call the rules of money. Back in the day, when you looked at the 80s and 90s, there was an overlap between the risk money and the safe money, where you could kind of hibernate in between here and preserve and utilize that money for distribution. Today, it's not like that. If you look at the way that the government's keeping the interest rates low, you have really very little growth for the safe money.
That's right.
But then you have a very solid market. Whether you agree with how the market's growing or not right now, it has been growing. The problem is there's a major space. There's a huge gap in there. So what our goal is to show people ways to bridge that, because many clients as well as other advisors out there are very they're lacking the ability of how to bridge that gap for people in today's economy.
A lot of them I've noticed in the retirement area or snowbirds, they're unloading their stuff up north because they can't, they can't handle the expenses of two homes.
They're trying to get the weight off their chest. They're feeling the burden right now, and so we're seeing that happen where they're unloading stuff up north so they can enjoy their retirement down here a little more comfortably.
All right. Well, how do you get paid?
We are a fiduciary. So what that means is we have a legally bound moral obligation to do what's in the best interest of the client. And so what that entitles us to do is charge an upfront fee for people on an advice situation, but also more of a consultation basis as well. So we get paid on a percentage of how people do. So the more that the client makes, the better that we're going to get compensated. The less that the client makes, the less we're going to get compensated. So really I kind of look at that as almost like a coaching type of situation where we have a vested interest as well to make sure that the client's doing what they can do to have a successful retirement plan.
One last question before we wrap it up. With your group, you got CPAs, you got insurance experts, you got medical experts and so forth, all within the situation?
Absolutely. We have pretty much every acronym you can imagine. We have a lot of alphabet soup behind our names, but Series 65s, we have Series 7, 63s, we have enrolled agents, we have CPAs that we partner with, we have a lot of legal experts around the area that we partner with as well to really bridge that gap for people.
Okay. Well, listen, God bless you, Mike Terrio and the Terrio Group. And thanks a lot for being here.
Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
And stay with us. We'll return right after these words.